Good evening and welcome to the Minions of the Zoo Saturday edition. I am your host and keeper of the Hairy Channel, and with me tonight are, where are you? Where did the minions go? Here, let's bring them in. There we go. With me tonight are minions, DrFunctional.
You're late.
Yeah, I am late. And Sora Luna.
Hello.
And SkepTok.
Hi, everybody.
I tease because I love.
Yeah, it's okay. No, I did something with my setup, and this is so much better. I had this little thing, and the laptop is vertical, and everything's going to be great. And then I realized, oh, this current arrangement doesn't actually work with the mixing board that I use to do the show. It's like
a partial personal update from Harry. Harry, how's your week been? How's your week been, Harry?
It's been fine. It's been.
Tell us about your week. Interesting things? Do anything
interesting things?
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, nothing.
Ride anywhere interesting?
I rode back home. That was something. It was very warm today, so I got kind of blasted in the Coyote Valley, which is south of San Jose, and it's like, it's like, God, it's 100. I hate this. But
did you come down through Gilroy and?
Yeah. It was okay. I mean, it was generally a pretty good week. Nobody shot at me, and none of my checks bounced. So, hooray! Did I do
miracles?
If I did anything, I did a bunch of interesting technical stuff. Interesting to me. It is kind of fun once you get really good at automation stuff. Just going, okay, I'm gonna set this off, and I have to keep one eye on it to make sure it doesn't stop. But other than that, I'm basically free to do whatever I want. I can't.
Yep.
I can keep billing. I can totally keep billing, listen to Scott Adams or something, but I just have to keep one eye on this. I can't go do something that's work-wise that's going to take my concentration. But the joy of really doing very little and getting billed and it being legitimate is pretty great.
Absolutely.
Doesn't get much better than that.
Nope.
Unless I get a bunch of low-paid people and exploit them for their labor and resell it. That would be cool. That would be cool.
It's pretty cool. I love getting a lot of bang for the buck. One time on a project, I did something called multicasting, and I copied a bit image onto 36 workstations from one server, and it only took me about an hour.
So you're doing like a Norton Ghost sort of thing?
That's exactly what it was. It was Norton Ghost. That's exactly what it was, Harry.
Yeah, I thought it might be, because for the sort of stuff that you were doing in the OS, that would be the logical choice.
Yep, that's what I used.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway,
hey, remember when they thought, oh, you don't really need storage or anything. What you really need is just like a dumb terminal that just sort of sits by the side of your desk, and it connects to some it connects to big computer. There was this whole idea of having having this little thin client. And I actually picked up a DEC Multia, which was actually a small alpha chip thing that was about the size of a thick pizza box.
It was that's like Maxicom. That was a
great little system.
We were Maxicom distributors. Man, I used to put those machines together, Harry. That's my hardware. My hardcore hardware experience is assembling distributed processing chassis back in the Z80 days. These were all Z80 cards.
Z80 is awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So one time I had one of these systems, and it's not a super powerful system in terms of electricity consumption. And I had to do something, and I ended up, I don't remember the circumstance, but it ended up happening that I had to basically do this operation while I was making a long drive. I couldn't do it and then leave. So I actually set up an inverter off my 12-volt cigarette lighter and ran it and had this thing running.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I used a laptop to make a serial console connection to it.
I love this so much.
And I
was going to say, you hooked up serial.
And I had this thing running this job for like 2 hours while I was driving.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Mobile computing at its finest.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anyway, but that's not important right now. So does anybody here have a Kindle?
Yeah.
You do?
Got a
don't really use it, but yeah.
So what did... Somewhere. Yeah, they're dead Kindles.
Okay, so you've got dead Kindle. What did you say, Sora?
I do not. Okay,
so I've long been thinking I should get... a long time ago, back in the pitching business ideas part of my life, I went to talk to my business person and said, wouldn't it be great if we had some electronic device and you could take notes and you could do all this stuff and organize, and it'd be great, right? You could do this thing where you just sketch with a stylus. And he said, that's called a tablet. It's like a paper and pencil. It's going to take forever for something to be better. And now we have like the remarkable tablet and the Kindle Scribe, I guess it's called. And so you can actually write on this thing. So you can make notes on your books, but you could just like sketch ideas and write, and it text to, your handwriting to text and all this sort of stuff. And I've thought for the longest time that I wanted to get one of these things, but it's one of those problems where if you had enough money, you'd have to buy 3 different devices for it to be perfect. And the next option down where you only buy one thing but you get everything you want is a real pain in the ass. So I'm going to try to get one of those Kindle Scribe things. So you can read books on it, but you can not just read books, but things bigger than my phone. I don't mind reading fiction on my phone, but like textbooks and things and, hardcore stuff.
Why not just get like an iPad, put a paper overlay on it, like one of those protectors that are the mattifying, so it has a really nice paper feel, and get a sort of stylus.
I know, I thought about that. I've used iPads before.
And then you can have all the things.
Yeah.
And you don't have unless you really want the e-ink aspect
I
of it.
do actually kind of want the e-ink thing. I want the super long battery life. And more to the point, I kind of want something that doesn't let me get distracted doing a lot of other things. So
single purpose.
Look at books.
I have looked at that. I have, and that's very attractive. Yeah.
Yes, I really want the Books Palma too. I keep looking at it.
Yeah, basically one of those Kindle Scribe things is showing up tomorrow, and I got it on super sale for $300 for the 64 gig version. And I'm like, $300, I almost can't not buy it. But I've been since thinking, is this just going to go back and I'm going to get one of those books things? Because that's like an Android tablet that's still e-ink. And
very beautiful. Oh,
yeah, and it's color.
I recommend everyone looking at it.
It's
so
color
nice.
and it's nice, and I can still do all the things I want to do on it. But the Kindle Scribe is a pretty neat piece of equipment. I don't like single taskers most of the time, but sometimes that's actually what you want. I think that with the Kindle Scribe, I mean, it's like $300. If I make a wrong decision, it's not like it's the end of the world. I mean, I'm not made of money, but I'm not going to die if I buy a $300 thing and then decide I don't like it 6 months from now. Sorry, just sort of thinking out loud. Hey, we're talking way, way too much about me. How about we talk about Sora?
Okay.
What's going on with you?
So far, so good.
You saw the thumbnail.
I forgot we're in July, so in I guess a week and a half, I'm going to a concert, so we'll see how that goes. Because it's Katy Perry, and reviews have been mixed from her shows. But I'm going with a coworker, and we bought our tickets before she went to space, and all the drama that happened afterwards. And we're like, well, fuck. I really hope she's good.
I think you're going to have a great time. Honestly, I think you really are. Sometimes it gets really easy for people to hate things. Like people say they hate the Beatles, and it's like, well, I can understand being indifferent to the Beatles, but actually hating them, that's like a lot of energy for no good use. And the thing about Katy Perry is she's got a little bit of the ick from having been with that weird Russell guy. But for the most part, she looks like she works hard. I'll bet she puts on a pretty damn good show. Maybe she's not a great singer, but I bet she's a pretty good entertainer. Yeah.
That's what she's good at.
She was.
It's like Kiss with boobs.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Sorry, no. Yeah.
She was here for the Invictus opening, and so she sang a few songs, and that was really well done. So that made me like, yay, hopefully that means it's a good show. But some people were complaining that, there was some not so great shows, and it's come to the point now where tickets are so expensive that, the fact that we kind of bought it the moment that it went on sale just so we can get good spots that are not ridiculously expensive is a gamble nowadays. So, but I am looking forward to it. It's on a Tuesday, so it feels illegal to go out on a work night.
On a school night?
Exactly. But yeah, that's exciting. And then we have have a new employee who started already. Been technically she started by temping, but is now officially employed. So that has been going pretty good. I'm keeping all my fingers crossed.
Yeah. And she's not going to be replaced by AI, so that's good.
Oh God, they're pushing hard for AI medicine.
I'm sure they are.
Like, for example, our system that we use, they're like, would you like to speak with have your administrator speak with us to enable AI? Because AI will start learning for you and will predict the diagnoses and other words used that you use frequently to help you with your productivity.
I can't see how this would go wrong.
So that's happening. Like, again, I don't have 100% distrust for something like this in certain applications, not in medicine. This is not good. We already have stupid people working in medical offices. Last thing we need is for them to rely on AI, predictive AI. Stupid. Anyway, that's my rant.
It's going to be great. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. Yeah, I don't want to talk about AI anymore. It's depressing me. Let's see. So we haven't really talked to Functional.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Did you have anything you wanted to bring up, Functional?
Oh boy.
I have got some great stuff for you this show, by the way. And I've got one thing for Sora, at least, that she's going to make her squeal a little bit.
It better cheer me up, because I tried a little experiment today, and we were talking last week about was it last week or the week before, about going to Dollar Tree and getting ingredients and like trying to elevate stuff into a delicious meal. And so I was like, you know what? Let's give it a try. I'm going to go to Dollarama, which is our version of Dollar Tree, and I'm going to get some stuff. And most of it was okay, safe. But I was like, here's some protein. This looks like it could be okay. And it was Brazilian corned beef in a can, in a tin. And this stuff was so vile. Oh my God.
Brazilian corn or Brazilian beef?
Corned beef.
The corned beef was Brazilian?
Yes.
Holy shit. You didn't eat it, did you?
I thought it. Well, I'll get to that.
Was there just a stripe of beef up the middle and it was just corn on either side?
No, corned. I give up.
That was very naughty.
So I thought it might be. I thought it might be like Spam. I could slice it and fry it, and it would have some, rigidity, consistency to it that just wouldn't. No, it just fell apart. The knife, my super sharp kitchen knife, went into it and it just sort of crumbled. It was more akin to not like ground beef, but like macerated beef. Like this stuff was near liquid. And I'm like, okay, what do I do with this? So I tried making meatballs. It just crumbled. I tried squishing it into a little patty, and I stuck it, and it kind of held for a few seconds. As I slid it into the pan, it just kind of crumbled. I was like, what is this unholy monstrosity? And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll just treat it like ground beef. Because the experiment is, how can I cook it first? Like, how am I going to prepare this protein? How can it interact with other things later? So I'm like, okay, well, I'll treat it like ground beef, and I like trying to fry it. It's not getting crispy. It's not getting darker. It's just kind of sizzling in the pan and not doing much of anything. So I'm like, okay, this is.
It's very.
I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna try a little taste and see. And the second that like my nose caught a whiff, I like gagged and I fought through. I bit down, Harry, and I fought through the pain, and I let it touch my tongue. Oh boy, was that a mistake! Oh my God, this stuff was vile. Not just, it was like meat jello.
That would
It
be
was-
better.
It probably would be better. It had this jello 3-day-old raw fish consistency to it. It was not good. And the taste, it was just this fatty, salty, disgusting, like the worst beef jerky taste you've ever had.
Mm.
And I immediately threw it all out. I couldn't do it.
Jerky.
No, the beef flavor of the worst beef jerky you've ever had.
Skep's thinking WURST though.
Yeah.
Worst. Worst.
So okay,
And so that was just a complete.
I want to get a
failure of an
sense of just
experiment.
how bad it was. Okay, so you're Shackleton, you're at the South Pole, and all you've got is this can of this stuff. Do you choose death or do you eat it?
I'd eat my toes.
Okay.
I'd cut off my own toes, my own digits, and I'd start eating them.
Okay, another serious but not serious question. So, is this?
Oh, I'm serious.
Does this smell and look better or worse than cat food in a can?
Oh, worst.
Okay,
Worse,
so if it's worse than cat food, then there's just no
This is like the
point.
stuff that comes out of a diaper of a toddler
Lovely.
before they're weaned onto solid foods. Kind of like it was. Oh,
Was it better than surströmming?
I don't know.
You haven't had surströmming. That's okay.
No.
We don't want you to have it. This isn't
Like I'd rather have eaten Spam. I should have bought the Spam. And it wasn't even real
It is.
Spam, like Spam brand Spam. It was like the Chinese knockoff Spam? I don't know, whatever. And it was like
Oh no.
50 cents cheaper a can. And I'm like, you know what? I'll try the Brazilian stuff. Brazil, they, at least from my experience, know their beef.
Yes.
Oh boy, I was sadly mistaken. This is just, it was, experiments. That's why they're experiments. Sometimes they don't work out right. And I learned my lesson. Treat. See, I would rather eat that because that looks like it has some consistency.
it's an armor product.
It's an unholy meat obelisk, but it looks like it has consistency. You could, like that top picture, it's fried over what, green beans, peas? You can work. I can work with treat. I can work with this. I could not work with this beef diarrhea.
It sounds partially digested.
Well, I'm sorry that you had to go through that because that sounds pretty terrible.
No, JP, it wasn't sponge.
It
was
probably just cured for too long, don't you think? Yeah, that when you break down proteins, tiny bit of chemistry here, you break down these chains of amino acids. Well, they're actually protein chains, but the proteins themselves are made up of amino acids. And and this is literally breaking those bonds down, literally making those into different chemicals. It's really an interesting problem. I got to thinking about it and I thought, the thing was probably overcured. Probably there was too much intervention by whatever, catalyzing agent that they used to cure corned beef, the salt and all the other stuff that they put on it. And in doing that, they have actually changed the structure of this stuff. And you described it very vividly, and I could see exactly that happening. That's what would happen. About positive that's what happened.
It's the pork equivalent of scrumboid poisoning, Skep.
Sort of.
It's called Hereford corned beef.
Oh, that stuff. I've actually seen that brand. I will avoid it.
It is.
How do you spell it?
Not good.
It's like Hereford.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
Hereford.
When I buy
Hereford,
corned
sorry,
beef, I buy it from people who I know their names and they carve it for me. I've known them for 20 years.
Yeah, that's the good kind. And I mean,
That's
I'm
the kind of
thinking,
corned beef
okay,
I get.
it's probably not real corned beef, Skep. It probably just has the same brining process and flavors in it and whatever.
Hmm.
Again, it was just to experiment, and
Yeah,
it just
sure.
it failed.
Yeah. Well, if you don't occasionally fail, you're not experimenting enough.
Maybe
Yeah,
do you think it was damaged or something and it just got off? Like when
No, it looked fine.
Okay.
Like the tin was well put together. It had an expiry date of like 2030.
It's probably a delicacy in Brazil. There may be people who come from hundreds of miles around just to taste that stuff in the tree-lined
They
capital
have
of Brasilia.
Well,
a corned
it
beef and onions version.
it says Brazilian corned beef in a tin is a popular product, often associated with the brands Carmela and Titan. It's a convenient and versatile food. You can tell this is AI. Ready to eat and suitable for various dishes like hash, sandwiches, and stews. No, no, and no.
I
The
really
beef is
can't tell
typically
it's
cured
AI.
in a salty brine, then cooked in the can. What? Then cooked in the can for flavor and preservation.
Mhm.
They cook it in the can?
Yeah, I think they do that for like fish and stuff too sometimes, don't they?
And those horrible canned whole chickens that are an abomination. They do that with those
This
too.
scares
I don't
me
even like.
because
I don't even like to think of those, Harry.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible.
This scares
Think
me
about
because
what's in there.
I wanted to try more of this stuff, but oh my god. You mean when you cook it in the aluminum can and all the stuff from the can gets into the food?
Nah, that's not really the problem. The main thing is
Yeah.
that between the pressure and the heat, for food safety reasons, animal proteins get weird. And so if you're corning it,
Carcinogenic, by the way.
yeah, if you're corning it as well, then there's nitrites and other nastinesses that go in as well. So it's just like an amine nitrite smorgasbord of death. It's not good. But if you're Shackleton and you're cold and you need a good meal, Spam is great.
They have
You can deal with
corned
Giardia.
beef with juices. Maybe that was your problem. You should have gotten the corned beef with juices variety.
With juices.
I think I'm just going to stay away from meat in a can.
Yeah.
Ooh, they have shelf-stable, flexible pouches. So shredded beef with beef broth, shredded brisket with smoke flavor added, roast beef with gravy. Try that.
See, but that's the thing, actually, because
they look good.
Because what's his name? Jesus Christ! What? Sanguine and I were talking about this last night, and the Asian stuff, the prepackaged meat products that we've both tried that typically come from like China or Hong Kong or something, we've actually kind of liked. It's actually had a good flavor, mouthfeel, probably loaded up with, all sorts of chemicals and to preserve it and whatever. But like the point was it tasted fine and it was something I could work with.
Oh, that reminds me, because you mentioned you got a right?
You were roboting, say again?
Yeah.
We're just getting random syllables from you. Sora.
Uh-oh.
You back? Paging Sora.
She's got Canadian internet.
I hope so.
Come in, Tokyo.
It says I still roboting.
We heard you say it says I'm.
Okay, so what is this? Is this an English product?
Sora, bop out and come back in.
Harry?
Oh, sorry, I had myself muted.
Oh, yes, it is British.
It is British food, and it's basically a tin with slightly nasty meat pie stuff, and then they put puff pastry over the top. And so you open it up, and then you bake it. And it actually isn't terrible, but I had some of these, and I showed them to an old English guy who was a friend of mine. He's passed away, unfortunately, but he said, "Oh, you have a bunch of those bachelor pies," because I guess this is what like single English guys eat when they don't eat out. You get yourself a Frey Bentos thing, and I thought, that looks really good, doesn't it?
Here we just have Swanson's. Which,
well, I'd say it's probably better than Swanson's.
Yeah, I mean, I dig the Swanson meat pies.
Well,
Like,
the
they're
steak and ale
actually-
pie is actually not too bad, but the steak and kidney's a little
They're
on
just
the gamey
loaded
side.
with sodium, which, whatever. Just watch how many you eat, but they're tasty.
But you know what we haven't done yet? We haven't
What's
said
that?
hello to Skep, and then Skep hasn't said hello to the chat.
I've kind of been talking throughout this thing, so
That's okay.
probably counts as
So
fine.
hi, Skep.
It's nice to be here, and nice to be here with everybody. I see that Kiever Dam and Green Badger are here. JB, Mr. Yes, hey guys, nice to have a nice big crowd here tonight. We do this show for you as much as we do it for ourselves, and we love having you be a part of the show. So thank you for coming out and joining us. Hello, chat.
Yes. Yeah, I saw Kiever Dam in there. I haven't seen Kiever Dam in a while.
It's always good to see Kiever Dam.
Yes.
Brings joy to the world. All the boys and girls.
So you mentioned strawberries last time when we were on, right?
Yes.
And you were talking about my neck of the wood and all the fruit and that sort of stuff. Oh, sorry, but you didn't get to say your piece so first. So we'll talk about strawberries. But first, you tell me about your stuff.
Had a triumphant supper of grilled corn on the cob and grilled bratwurst and ribeye.
Good.
It was like a protein extravaganza because we worked our asses off.
Ribeye is a great cut of meat.
It is just hard to beat. I mean, I like the taste of New York a little better, but there's nothing like the perfection of the texture of a ribeye. And I cooked mine rare to medium rare, and cooked my wife's medium well done.
So she likes their steaks the way Trump likes his steaks.
And me.
God bless
I like
you.
medium well.
God bless you.
Depends on the cut. Some types of steak need to be cooked more because of the steak, but I don't think ribeye needs it. Ribeye is great at medium rare.
Yeah, and this was these were like hand cut, just marvelous,
Beautiful,
wonderful evening, and kind of mellowing out. I've mastered a couple of new pieces on the guitar, and did get the news this week that my hands are inoperable. Nodes and so forth from 50 years practicing guitar are something called the Python's contracture, and nothing they can do about it.
So I think you're talking about, what is it? Some people call it Dupuy trends.
Yeah,
but you pronounced it correctly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Belgium.
It's like Dupuy.
Yeah, that's that. He was a Dutch guy.
Okay. I've never heard it pronounced properly before. So yeah, I know several people who have that actually.
Well, it's a weird thing because my wife has a disease which she doesn't have enough collagen because her body is eating her collagen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what scleroderma is, and I have an excess of collagen, which is what Dupuytren's is, and it's just made too much, and it's a thickening of the that collagen lining. That's what those nodes are made of, and it's just so marbled in there.
I have actually, this is one of the conditions. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but this is one of the conditions I've actually read up on. As I understand it, there are things you can do sort of in the, physical therapy range when it's not particularly bad. And normally doctors won't touch it because it's a little tricky. The in-between thing is there is a drug, which is injectable, which is a collagenase.
We were talking about that.
Which, in milder cases, is definitely worth considering, depending on when your doctor looks at the placement of the stuff.
I actually have a thing in from you don't get a doctor anymore at the VA. You have a PA.
Yeah.
But the PA put in a thing to try and see the doctor to ask permission to see if we could on both hands.
Yeah, it's not particularly a dangerous thing to do. Well worth a try. And I think it has a reasonable success rate relative to how hard it is to do and what the risk is. It's totally worth doing.
Yep.
If I was in your position, I wouldn't hesitate to try that, the collagenase.
I started.
The surgery is usually for people who are just like, really crippled up and folded and messed up. They don't like to do the surgery unless it's really
surgery
serious.
that they do for depritrons, for at least the cases that I read, is
Mhm.
usually secondary effects to alleviate secondary effects. They don't do anything for the depritron.
Yeah, they don't like to do a lot of surgery for that. Much like with trigger finger and other things. Sometimes you can just cut the sheath and stuff moves and you're fine, right? You know, it's like, you don't need a spleen. There's a bunch of things like that in the body where you can make a few little mods. But the collagenase thing is probably well worth a try.
Yep.
Sorry,
Absolutely.
we're getting a little off topic. We're going to talk about strawberries.
Collagenase is, by the way, an enzyme, boys and girls, and the reason it's called collagenase because being an enzyme, it's an ASE, and that means it basically metabolizes, somehow changes, or catalyzes collagen. Actually, what it does, it starts a breakdown cycle of collagen that I will not detail to.
Yeah. I don't know if this still works. I have one of those, the more you know things, but we're not going to use it. So I wanted to, well, you did mention the whole strawberry thing, right? So let me play this. This actually hit the news right after, this is like the Central California strawberry thing. Let's see, are we going to load? Sure.
Monterey County's crops brought in nearly $5 billion last year, a record-breaking value. For the first time ever, strawberries topped the $1 billion mark.
Strawberries represent a really historic moment in the history of crop reports in our county. It's the first time any crop breaks that $1 billion ceiling for any single commodity.
The one crop that was impacted heavily was the wine grape.
Yeah. People aren't drinking as much wine, but they sure are eating strawberries. 1 billion with a B. $1 billion worth of strawberries last year, Skep. That's a lot of strawberries.
You know, that's a lot of that is export, and a lot of that is for secondary processing, meaning not sold as fresh strawberries. I guarantee you a bunch of the strawberries are going for flavoring, for jams, jellies, preserves, syrups, all kinds of things. There are things in Europe and Asia that people use strawberries for that don't even know.
I was about to say they're huge in Japan and Saudi Arabia and the UAE.
Right, exactly.
Well, can we complain about Japan?
Sure, let's do this.
Okay, so I'm minding my own business, trying to be a good citizen, not a problem. Sora, are you back?
You're basically Honolulu in 1941. I hear
you sound good. Okay.
You're minding your own business. You're Honolulu.
Minding my own business is just fine. And then I find out that this stupid thing is happening. Okay, where did you go? Okay, hold on. Here we are. Bay Area's first Hello Kitty Cafe is opening today, as isn't today, yesterday. So at
so that's why you were riding your bike.
One of the big malls in Santa Clara has a Hello Kitty Cafe now. I guess it's the first one in Northern California. And I don't know. I kind of thought the Hello Kitty thing was going to like run out of steam at some point. This has been going on for far too long. Shouldn't they just pack it in, Sora? Isn't it time for Hello Kitty to be replaced by something new and cool and hip?
Well, I think we have one. I think it's still open in Vancouver, so yes.
I like Asian things just fine. Okay, but two of the cheaper Pan-Asian supermarkets in the area got closed for rodent problems recently. So haha on that. Like, you've ever been to like a Ranch 99?
No.
Okay, it's not a high-end thing, and it's one of those Pan-Asian markets where you go in and you can smell the seafood section from the cash registers. You know it's not good. It's not good. I got nothing against Hello Kitty. I'm just surprised it's got the legs that it's got because Hello Kitty's been around forever.
There's money going into that's being marketed, that's being promoted.
I guess it's good that people are still enjoying stuff, like, and not just going, "Oh, that's old and you're stupid," and we need our own new thing.
There's a lot of natural Hello Kitty demand. Is what I'm saying.
No, I'm looking at the different cakes that are in the Vancouver menu, and they don't really look appealing. I don't know. They just
maybe some money laundering.
Look like they
guys are drug lords.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, there's a bunch of like Asian things that are good, like, you know, even Paris Baguette, which is like a big chain.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. You know, it's decent croissants. They're okay. They're not like the best thing you're ever going to eat, but they're pretty decent quality. They're fine. Daiso's opening up a bunch of new stores in California. That's fine. I don't have a problem with like a $4 metal rice measuring cup for your rice maker. That's fine.
I love that store.
Yeah. So, there's a Daiso in Gilroy. I keep thinking I should stop there and buy a bunch of stuff. And it's like, no, Sora, I mean, guilty confession time. I must have been depressed or something because I bought a ton of stuff on Amazon Prime Day. I just kept buying stuff like, oh, I'm going to need this later. Do you occasionally do that? Just like stay up too late and then your impulse control goes away and then you just buy a bunch of crap?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Numerous times.
Well, I bought that
This
Kindle
time
thing.
I was more reserved for Prime Day, but
I bought 2 pairs of shoes, figuring I was going to send at least 1 pair back because it's a fit thing. Because for some reason, apparently, if you have a size 12.5 foot, you can just suck it because your options are 12 and 13, and that's just not fun. So I tried a couple different shoes, and I bought like a whole bunch of little stuff. Like I decided I'm going to rebuild the fence between me and my neighbors instead of you just sort of fix it and rebuild it. So I bought some sawhorses and a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to go out and do a lot of manual labor tomorrow. But I bought so much crap off of Amazon this last week. Just the Prime thing. I don't know why I succumbed to it so much. I guess I just shouldn't stay up late because when I stay up late, I buy things I shouldn't eat. I shouldn't buy, and I eat things I shouldn't eat.
You know what that is? That's changing your GABA.
Yeah.
And that's impulse control. Tell me that's not.
Oh, I know what it is.
That's an impulse control shift, and you need to take some Lyrica or something.
I get very suggestible.
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, there's a Hello Kitty thing here. I figured this would have run out of steam by now, but apparently Hello Kitty is going on 50 or something, and she's still looking good.
Years. Hasn't changed much.
Still
but
looking good.
Harry. In addition, it's the marketing genius of Amazon for their Prime Days because they sell all the overflow from their warehouses at some decent discounts, 10, 20, 50, 10, 15, 20%. And then there's some stuff that I bought that was like 60% here, 60% there. And I'm like, I shouldn't have bought all that, but whatever.
Yeah, it can go back.
I have no interest in Hello Kitty. That's why I'm.
All right. How about
it doesn't exist?
Well, how about this eagle? He photographs an eagle, then is shocked by what's in its claws. So you can't really see
it.
Sorry? Brass knuckles? No. It's an unexpected discovery through the lens. So this Shemp, who regularly tracks and photographs birds of prey, was on the lookout for a juvenile bald eagle, one of the most majestic and powerful birds in North America. As he observed the eagle flying through the sky, something about its descent caught his eye. Instead of heading toward a lake, as one might expect, the bird known for fishing, it veered toward an entirely different location, a parking lot. So it basically swooped down and picked up a piece of pizza. So we've had Pizza Rat.
Bald eagle in that picture. That's not a bald eagle.
Did I say it was a bald eagle?
Yep. You did.
Oh, well, it is a juvenile.
And it is an eagle, but it's not a bald eagle.
It's a golden eagle. I recognize.
But it says right there in the article.
I know. I don't care. It's wrong.
I know it's wrong. Oh my God.
Yeah, but we've now got Pizza Eagle.
I worked with these birds. That is a golden eagle.
But they don't just hunt. I mean, they're very adaptable. It's like if you throw a garbage dump out there, they basically just become a majestic seagull.
This poor eagle is having a really bad day, and he's just like, screw it, I'm ordering takeout, and he's just trying to mind his business, and this asshole's just taking pictures and commenting, He's stealing pizza.
Right, Random? It would have been cooler if he was like, if he had these brass knucks and he was going to the parking lot and then just bam, knocks out some lady carrying her kid and like flies away with the kid. Pizza's okay.
Okay, how about this? How about while we're talking about seagulls? San Francisco seagull exhibits never before seen behavior. New study shows. Not
Did
the
he build a
actual seagull. This is a
sandcastle?
file picture, by the way. This is not the actual seagull. Just to
Did
be
he
clear.
Not steal.
Okay, so Scott Schaefer saw the bird for the first time in the spring of 2018, protecting her eggs, yada yada. Basically, Scott captured the eagle, put a transponder on it, put a dot of color on the bird's forehead, said, hey, let's see where this thing decides to go. So Schaefer managed to place the gull in a pillowcase, go back to the lab, blah, 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 blah. I thought, okay, let's see. But when he checked Google Earth to observe her comings and goings, he noticed something strange. She had gone completely off the map. I thought, where the hell did this bird go? Also, oh, this is the actual bird. That bird looks like trouble. Okay, he scrolled in and zoomed, tracing her 80-mile journey that appeared to start at the San Francisco Recology site near Candlestick Point. That's a garbage transfer station thing. She went over the Bay Bridge, down Interstate 880, and onto Highway 580 before reaching a composting center in the Central Valley near Modesto. This is actually a long way for this thing to go, okay? What threw him was her speed, which averaged 60 miles per hour. Way too fast for her to be flying herself. What is it about 60 miles per hour that might give you a clue? What could possibly be going on here? He soon confirmed she had backup, having hitched a wild ride on an 18-wheel garbage truck and staying overnight before flying back to her colony in the Farallones. So this bird has done something that we previously haven't seen happen. He's just decided that he's like an Indian guy who doesn't want to pay for a train ticket. I'll just
sketch. I'll just sketch right here.
So he's like, I know where the good stuff is at the food composting thing. I'll just hitch a ride on this truck. It'll be great. That's actually pretty smart for a seagull. These are not smart birds typically.
I don't know if I agree with your hypothesis there, Harry.
That's he's smart.
That he was like, hitching a ride or whatever. I think.
Well, he can't fly 60 miles an hour. He's a seagull. He does not go that fast.
No. I agree that there's a vehicle involved, but he probably got trapped in a garbage truck.
Do you think he did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he hitched a wild ride on an 18-wheel garbage truck and staying overnight.
Became trapped under the layer of wire mesh lining the top of the truck while foraging for scraps.
See? Yep.
Yet, even more remarkable was the fact that she repeated the voyage the following day. So maybe she learned about it.
Okay.
She learned about it the first time.
Somebody going down there.
But then the second time, maybe it was an on purpose sort of thing, or it's just the luckiest seagull ever.
Okay, maybe it did learn. Holy shit. That's actually kind of amazing.
Probably got up there and goes, "Oh fuck
yeah." Yeah, it's like on the 21st, go to Modesto. I mean, nobody would go to Modesto voluntarily, certainly not me. On the 22nd, go back to San Francisco. On the 23rd, go back to Modesto. I mean, and certainly nobody go to Modesto twice. And on the 24th, go back to San Francisco. This is kind of amazing.
And it's kind of amazing that she knew exactly where to fly.
Well, at least
more or less, there's no reason to go to Modesto.
At least I was amused. Well, while we're talking about animals doing weird things, how about this? Chimps develop fashion trend by shoving grass in their ears and their butts.
Sure.
Bet you weren't expecting that headline. Okay, so the gist of it is these chimps are in like a wildlife sanctuary sort of thing, right? So they don't have a lot of other stuff to do. So for whatever reason, they decide, hey, don't I look sexy with this piece of grass sticking out of my ear? And now one of the chimps starts doing it, and then a bunch, within a couple weeks, others start to follow. The same thing happened in a different enclosure with the grass sticking out of the butt. He's just like, yeah, I'll just, just put this in my butt and then walk around. And it's going to be great. Maybe this sort of thing happens in the wild. Maybe it's just a function of them being sort of held kind of in pseudo captivity.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like playful behavior.
Well, one of them comes up with it, and then as social behavior, others start to mimic it.
Yeah,
and that's the interesting part. If one of them just randomly started sticking a piece of grass in his ear like he's on Hee Haw, that would be a thing. But the fact that one of them does it and then it becomes a fad, like a fashion trend in the other chimpanzees, is the weird thing. I don't think it's productive for us to imagine why this would be a good look, because obviously we're not down with the chimpanzee aesthetic, but it is a little weird that they would do this. I honestly wouldn't have expected this.
You know, I look at that chimp's eyes. Here's what I see. These humans don't know that I'm fucking with them.
Yep.
Possible.
Yeah, you need to get a little closer to the mic, Skep. I think you're getting far away. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, chimps with a sense of fashion. How's things going in chat? I haven't looked at chat because I've been busy doing lots of things. Why do we always go to the seagulls? What happened to the A and B gulls? That's a very good question. Let's see. Animals hitch rides. We've seen animals hitch rides before, yes, but seagulls are really dumb.
They're not.
Oh, yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
Oh,
Some
random
of them are
Americans
very
are too.
sweet looking.
That's a fetish, not a fashion. Well, if it was a human, it would be a fetish, I think. Well, unless it's the ear, in which case it's just weird.
Must refrain making comment.
Please don't get us yeeted off the internet. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I was a little afraid there that I was going to have to hit the stop show button. I was not quite sure where Skep was going to go with that last statement he made. I was imagining a lot of inappropriate places I could go with that thing.
I kept it at 50,000.
I'm being so good. I mean, right now,
We're all
just
being so good.
being so good. Oh, well, speaking of birds.
My water.
So stupid.
Technologica.
I
That's
like
very
it.
cute.
I like the
Is
little chick at the end. That's cute.
Yeah,
Is that a commercial from something?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, I saw the bag.
Okay, so I have a commercial.
fun.
I have a commercial for you, and this is part of why Japan is pissing me off today. So this is, I think, an actual commercial for KFC. Let me find this here.
Cars.
It makes me worry. I'm glad I got the sound turned down a little bit here.
A DAF? A
I don't know.
Brabant?
So this is our Kentucky Fried Chicken ad for Japan. Japan.
Why?
Why? Exactly.
Why?
It's your fault.
Here, let me kill the sound on it because it's just unbearable.
It's your fault, America.
This has
You-
nothing to do with us.
You and your half-assed everything. Like, you should have finished the job. See what you started?
That's right.
See what you've
It was our
created?
failure
The
to
unholy
commit.
abomination that is now Japanese culture?
Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
spreading, Harry. It's
I know.
spreading globally.
I feel like
She's
this is our way of
eating
getting
chicken
back
and
at them.
she's an animal.
She's some
something
kind
wrong
of
there.
something
Yeah. What is?
girl.
I've
I
seen
don't-
Some
I
sort
don't
of
know.
furry girl.
I
And
don't
she's
know.
Eating
Oh,
drumsticks.
is
That's
this
not
is this
good.
got to do with that horse girl racing video game?
I have no
probably.
idea.
Probably.
out of my depth here.
Yeah. No, it's better you
It
don't
says
know.
gold ship.
I
don't know what that is.
I've seen a horse eat a chicken just in one gulp.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Was that on The View?
Yes.
People don't realize that horses are destructive.
Yeah.
They're fucking
Especially when they're
destructive.
hungry and they're just like,
Oh, or they're pissed.
yeah.
So also KFC, Yanko Design, they've basically partnered with these people to come up with KFC themed keycaps for your Asus keyboard. Doesn't that show you just how committed you are to both Asus Republic of
my.
Gamers and KFC? Don't you
Oh,
want
my.
this on your keyboard?
No.
No.
Negative.
You could probably get some keycaps that are somehow themed with chickens and then have
Oh, yeah,
this
for
like a
sure.
before and after sort of thing. That would be
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like these kind of stuff. Unless you really have an affinity for it, it feels like they should be paying you, to have it. If it was, for example, if it was one of those things where, because McDonald's has the more adult collectible Happy Meals, but like it's usually like 20-piece chicken McNugget and get a higher end collectible toy. If it was with that kind of meal, sure, but by itself, no.
But you get it for free with your burger or some such nonsense.
Oh, is that what this
the
is?
mechanical keyboard community has seen some wild collaborations, blah, blah, blah.
Okay,
KFC China,
Whatever.
KFC China teaming up with Asus ROG to create branded keycaps that might just take the cake.
Okay,
So they're artisan keycaps.
Apparently, I can't read and then see that it comes free with your burger. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I thought this was something like, oh, come buy this. No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's F1, F2, F3. I see.
Well,
because my initial thought, if you're going to replace K, F, and C on your keyboard, that would just be
escape F1 and F2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Trying to escape from that girl from that ad. What they're trying to do. Now, the thing about keycaps, and I promise I'm not going to talk about this for long, but depending on the profile of the keycaps, the keys in each individual row have a different profile to them. And so you can't just put whatever keycaps wherever you want. You can put them wherever they want in the same row that they were designed for. But you can't just randomly start throwing keys everywhere. I mean, not unless you want your keyboard to feel janky and like crap. Yeah. Keycaps. We won't be talking about Cherry MX profile keycaps and all this other stuff. I know way too much about keycaps. I've spent way too much money on keyboards.
Yes, you have.
I have.
In fact, you're
tempted.
You're too in right, Cherry.
No, it's true. I have this keyboard that I haven't used for a while that has louder clicky switches functional. And it has this keycap set on it that's modeled after the Dieter Rams font set that they used on all the old Braun appliances. So it's like this very, very, very clean sort of thing that's kind of clicky. And it's a little bit like when you type, it's like punching on bubble wrap. It's very satisfying for the person using it, but not for anybody around you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I decided I'd use it for a week or two. It's been fun.
Do you remember the sound that the old IBM PCs, the original PC
with the beam spring keyboards? Yeah.
Man, that was satisfying. It was hard. You literally tired your fingers out.
Yeah, I like the spring ping on an ADM 3A.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the thing I solved, but it's way too boring to tell chat about. I'll tell you about it after the show.
Okay.
So I did mention, God, was it during the show or after the show that I actually kind of liked the Jolly channel, where the English guys essentially.
You too, huh?
Oh, just bear with us
what
for
channel?
a moment.
Tell me.
Okay, well I'll give you a sample. So here is one of their things where they're taking like Texas barbecue and they're feeding it to English high school students.
What's that? Wait, fold as
So grab a bit of toast, a bit of brisket. You can even put a bit of slaw in there if you want. Some pickles. I'll get you some pickles.
I love you got pickles again.
You like pickles?
I've never tried them.
That poor kid. You need some pickles in your life.
What do you think?
I've never tried them. What the fuck's wrong with your parents?
The problem is he's English, so I'm going to say something after this is over.
It's like cucumber.
Exactly. And what you're going to do?
Okay, English nationality, sure.
Well, they're all culturally English, at least.
That actually looks very tasty.
Oh, it is very tasty. I'm sure it's just fine.
For some of these, they're English.
So many different flavors.
They've never
That
tasted
little
flavor
kid is so
before.
cute. I think he's my favorite.
The coleslaw mixed with the sauce, and then
He's
like the
adorable.
pickle, the
I love
crunch,
him in all
and then
these
the
videos.
meat. This is the best sandwich I've ever had.
It's
like Jared and Ollie Jolly.
It's like they've never had actual food before. And so
listen, I am looking at them tear apart the original, like the when they have the big like barbecue and they show the full piece of meat. I've never had something that good looking before either.
Really?
So
we need to fix that for you.
Oh my.
I've never had this kind of barbecue before.
That's poor summer child.
Here's my stupid observation. Okay.
I'm hungry.
I was thinking about basically what I wrote to myself is the common British person is culinarily speaking like a member of a lost primitive tribe. I mean, it's like if you had people in the Amazon somewhere that had never met anybody in civilization, and you decided you wanted to use them as a focus group for like perfume or something, right? You could just show up there in a helicopter and offer them some beads or something, and then try to figure out which thing they liked better. I almost feel that way watching these people on the Jolly Channel. I mean, there are English people that are sophisticated about food. There's no question about that whatsoever.
I know that.
But it looks like the average British person not all that sophisticated about food. And
did you see last week they do cross promotions with a lot of like Netflix and Amazon Prime shows and all this. So last week they had Idris Elba and John Cena, who I normally can't stand, but I watched that, and what they did, excuse me, they started in New York. And they were doing a comparison, a challenge. What's better, American breakfast or British breakfast? And so when they fast forward, they get to the London half of the show, and they're in London. Idris had some obligations he had to deal with, so it was just Jared and Ollie with John Cena. And so they tried to explain to him beans on toast.
Huh.
And they said something very poignant. Post World War II, both through necessity and through availability, the common person's dietary choices were sort of very restrictive, and it kind of just stuck. So the people alive then pass that down to their children, and then their children's children, and their children's children's children. And it's stuck this whole time. It's not because it's bad food. Beans on toast is wonderful food. It's just kind of, plain, kind of bland. But to your point, yes, the English are the people, who basically started the food renaissance that we're under, that exploded in the 90s and is continuing today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I simultaneously know a fair amount about English food culture and the higher end English food, and at the same time believe that many of the people in England could do way better. And I'm saying this as a person who was mostly raised in a culturally English household where my grandmother did terrible things to food that if it wasn't like traditional English food. She did very, very, very bad things many times.
Oh.
And it makes me sad, but certain things she could cook really well. But I didn't grow up eating a lot of vegetables because the vegetables she tried to cook were all terrible. So I understand what these kids are going through because my grandmother was probably a lot like their moms. But let's see. How about this while we're talking about kids and food? There's a channel, this guy like runs a food truck in Detroit, and he has some interesting opinions about stuff, but his is one of his opinions about kids' menus. So here we go, Functional.
Kids' menus are making your kids weak.
Oh,
Number one,
guy.
they will never try anything new. Believe me, I see it with people my age. They're still doing the same shit ever since high school. Number two, instant gratification. Guess what? Life is not always about comfort. There's more to life than just mac and cheese. I don't know how more simple I can say it. And number three, the most important thing, they get used to low standards. Highly processed foods. You definitely don't want that. You want them to broaden their mind, and in my opinion, it starts with food. I'm not saying don't eat cheeseburgers, don't eat pizza, do it in moderation, but also do something else. And if you help your kids broaden their horizon early on, believe me, it would help them in life more than that we can think. Kids menus.
I mean, yeah, thank God for me that I got introduced to good Chinese food and good Indian food and good Asian food. I didn't eat, I would not eat like a bean burrito when I was a little kid because I despised frijoles. And it was only after eating Indian food and learning to enjoy legumes where they actually tasted like something that I circled back, and now I can eat beans and other things. Because when I was a little kid, it'd be like, bleh. I just didn't like it at all. What are you thinking, Sora?
I think he's completely correct.
Yeah.
And that if you and the one of the types of children I despise, and I will use that word the most, is the picky child when it comes to food, because I had to deal with that with a step cousin. And I just look at this little shit. at 10 years old. At 10 years old. This is a grown-up child, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't want to eat anything because everything's icky. Will only want chicken strips and fries and Coca-Cola. Doesn't want water. Doesn't want veggies. Doesn't want to try anything. And this is 100% on the parents. I'm not saying this is the child, but because this is what happens. And it took years. He took several years of him being bullied, having them needing to change to a different school because of that, for him to kind of grow up and not be picky. That's how bad this is. This pickiness and allowing him to just like, okay, this is what you're eating, so you can stick to this and all that kind of stuff, was hugely detrimental for this kid.
A long time ago, like probably 30 years ago, a friend of mine, woman, told me that she had this theory that picky eaters make bad lovers. And I thought at the time, I said, I'm just going to file that away and see if there's some confirmation. And I remember going to a wedding reception thing and seeing a friend of mine and his wife was doing this thing where she was kind of shoveling food around with her fork and being very picky. And it turns out she would just not eat very many things. I'm like, yeah, let's give them about 6 months. And I was right. They were just like, practically in annulment territory. And I've seen it happen a bunch of times too. People who are really picky eaters, for the most part, hashtag not all, really it seems like whatever causes that seems to percolate out in a very negative way to other parts of their life.
It may mark other personalities.
Yeah, there may be a lot more going on and none of it's good.
Yeah.
It isn't because they're super exacting. It isn't because they're like Steve Jobs trying to optimize every minute of their day by eating the same thing, wearing the same clothes.
It's compensatory behavior for some other seated.
Yeah, because somebody who eats the same thing every day just as a matter of convenience, that's not being picky. Picky is somebody who is exacting and will only eat very specific things even when it's not convenient. That's like... Yeah. Picky's a different thing, and it's not the same thing as being discriminating, honestly.
It's like, ew, pickles. Have you ever had a pickle? No.
Pickles are great.
They can be. I've had a lot of firsthand experience with that, Harry, and it tracks.
Yep.
Tracking in my mind, as far as I can think.
They should put a section on OkCupid or whatever, and just, are you a picky eater? Click yes or no.
I have a good example of an adult. So,
okay.
This is someone who I very briefly had to work with and cannot stand. But anyway, there was at a coffee shop, this like little cafe from work. They were doing the summer drinks, so they had stuff like tonic coffees. They had orange cold brew. Absolutely, very fascinating, delicious drinks, very refreshing. And I had mentioned to her, do you want to, trying to be friendly. Oh, let's go grab a coffee at lunch. There's this little independent coffee shop place. They have like an orange cold brew that looks fascinating. I really want to try it. She goes, oh, ew. That sounds like it would be terrible. But why? Why would it be? Why would it sound terrible? You've got the refreshing orange juice. You don't know what type of coffee they use for cold brew. It could be very fascinating, right? What's the harm in trying it? Get the small size. It'll be, a few bucks. It won't be necessarily dirt cheap, but you're not breaking the bank. It would be something interesting to try. Oh, I wouldn't do that. Okay.
Okay.
Fuck off then.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't need to try it. That's fine.
And I don't need to invite you to go try things either.
Yeah. And that was kind of like the end of any conversation. That sealed the deal of you have no taste, you have no anything. And then she tries, of course, to like speak about like food and just come on. This is like, you be a bit adventurous. I'm not saying that it's cold brew with a little bit of tonic and orange juice in it. This is not some quote unquote weird protein from a different country that is completely different than what we'd be eating here on the west coast of North America. You know what I mean? Like it's not exactly an alien dish. It all together, and especially that something like tonic coffee or cold brew or anything like that has been kicking around for ages, right? And then you have all sorts of different syrups that you can put in your warm coffees. Like, for example, you've got stuff like London Fog. That's a drink here. That's not in a coffee. That's tea. But you have like lavender lattes, right?
That London Fog was a cocktail with champagne in it.
London Fog is tea with steeped milk.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of a fog cutter. My apologies. Go on.
It's Earl Grey with steamed milk and vanilla syrup. It's
Gotcha.
very tasty. It's a Canadian invention. Very good drink.
Mhm.
And so I don't have time for these people. I just don't. It's one thing if you tell me, oh, I don't really want to try that because it has X ingredient and I don't like that, or if I'm obviously allergic is different. But like just to flat out say, oh, that doesn't sound good whatsoever. Okay. All right. But then I'm a fatty from a family of fatties and we eat. So maybe that's the problem.
Okay, so I don't want to insult myself accidentally, but I don't think this is me being picky. Okay, so Barrio locals are flocking to a sandwich shop for its hard to find ice cream. So it's one of those, I think, is it Turkish ice cream? Middle Eastern ice cream, and it's got stuff in it. Okay. And after a lot of experimentation with different kinds of ice cream, I've come to the conclusion that ice cream should not be adulterated. And I know I've already made my point clear on that. We don't need to reiterate how I feel about what should be in ice cream and what shouldn't. But of things that shouldn't necessarily be in ice cream to make it stretchy while it's frozen. Let's see, where's the thing here? Let's see. Levant dessert, yada, 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 stretchy. So, I mean, it's got some interesting flavors. Cardamom rose. I mean, the rose, you have to be very careful. Too much of that, and it's going to go bad really, really quickly. But they add like these weird compounds to it. Sorry, I'm having trouble finding it. That allow it to stretch even when it's sort of frozen. And it's like a weird novelty sort of thing. But none of this makes it actually taste better. It's just sort of for the showmanship of it. And you have these people on the streets who will portion this stuff out and show you and do all these weird calisthenics with the ice cream. Still, none of this is making it taste better. Like there's this stuff.
So it's just a topping?
Yeah, they introduce mastic gum and this stuff called salop into it. And that actually makes it stretchy even while it's frozen. And again, that doesn't make it taste better. That's just some weird adulteration. I'm always reminded of this little thing by David Mitchell when you talk about food just sort of being novel. I think David Mitchell is an incredibly funny and smart guy. I do like the English, honestly.
Yeah.
If it'll just load.
In general, the relative deliciousness of foods, once the truly disgusting and pointless things like licorice and celery have been discounted, is defined by economics. At one end of the scale are things which are common and unloved, like rice or apples. At the other, the expensive treats, the things that are basically prized simply because they're rare and thus pricey. These things are getting an easy ride. If you reversed the availability of chicken and lobster, people would quite like lobster but go mad for chicken. Oysters used to be abundant, and so a working-class staple for people who couldn't afford proper food, so were reduced to slurping cold snot from a rock. Then,
yeah, basically, that's what they're doing with this ice cream thing. And I'm not driving to the freaking East Bay so that I can be assaulted and have my car broken into and all the other things just to have stretchy ice cream.
No.
Yeah.
This is not being picky. This is being practical. It sounds interesting. I would like to try it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to try, Yeah,
if it's a hot day and we're walking by.
If they have a pop-up shop, if they have a pop-up shop, say, downtown Vancouver, I'd be like, oh, okay, let's walk by and see if there's a lineup. If there isn't, I would try, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The stretchy ice cream, it's. I want to see it. It'll be interesting to see what, because... Yeah, you said they had the mastic gum? Yeah.
I've tried a bunch of things with different kinds of gums in the ice cream to make it behave differently. Not a fan.
I've had, there's a local ice cream maker who does a Middle Eastern style flavored ice cream that has rose water in it and pistachios inside. So it's not stretchy or anything, but that's like, you know how you can put, nuts and chocolate chunks and stuff in ice cream. That's basically what it has inside. It's delicious. It's very, very good. But it does feel like a little bit, because you're chewing, you kind of have to chew the pieces and everything. It feels more like a meal. So it's like a good snack. You feel like that's something more substantial than ice cream. So like the idea of the toppings is interesting, but no, I don't feel like it's special, like to necessarily go. But it's one of those things. It becomes a Instagram sensation. It's probably going to be kicking around for a little bit, and then there'll be the next. It's like the Dubai chocolate trend that was around last year.
It's exactly like that.
It's still kicking around. I have tried various different companies' version of that, and not one has been like when you feel like everyone is just liking something for clout. This is what this feels like.
Okay.
It isn't offensive.
Yep.
It's not terrible, but it's just it's too crunchy, not enough chocolate, not enough pistachio butter, something the things are off. Yeah. It's a bit just for the pictures.
Sorry if things are a little food heavy tonight. This is just the way the spreadsheet worked out. It wasn't like a plan or anything.
It's good. It's fun.
So here's a success story. And also it's a success story. So I think I feel good about this, because seeing a guy succeed as well as this guy's about, I'm going to show you how well he succeeded culinarily is a nice story to me. But more than that, I think Sora, you need to get your butt to Sonoma. I think you need to go to Sonoma for like 2 weeks and just spend time there, because it is an amazing destination for anybody who likes good food. I really honestly believe you would enjoy it. Okay, Barrier Restaurant makes 0 to 2 Michelin stars jump. He went from 0 stars to 2 stars in one jump, Functional.
Buying
That's not something that happens too much for 39-year-old guys in California. This guy's like 39 years old, got a 2-star bump from Michelin, and almost didn't realize that he had gotten it, because the mail from the Michelin people, he heard something through the grapevine, but didn't get any sort of email or anything notifying him. It ended up in his junk folder, and he didn't see it for like a few weeks. He almost didn't realize he was supposed to go to this North American ceremony thing and get his 2 Michelin stars. I really, aside from the fact that it's in this old Victorian in Sonoma, they hired an interior design person who did just a beautiful job. This is very elevated food.
Okay, before we look at the food, I already like this place for one reason, and I'm reading their policies from their website.
Okay.
We ask that all guests be at least 12 years of age.
Yeah.
I love that. Normalize fancy or like adult spaces. Thank you.
Yeah.
Not everything's for kids. Get over yourself.
Huh.
Yeah. And 12 years old, yep. At that age, you should know how to behave. You should probably, I would have been super excited to a fancy restaurant.
But you don't need some 6-year-old howling its lungs out.
No.
Yeah.
Now, this is a serious place for serious people eating serious food, but this is a very relaxed dining room. It's a little bit up its own ass with the Shishugiban sort of charred wood treatment in the background. Yeah. But all of these beautiful neutrals and all this mid-century stuff, this is a great color palette.
Look at those chairs.
Those are beautiful chairs. That's a place where you could go and have a nice meal. And unlike some restaurants where the acoustics are just terrible, you can't take anybody with a hearing aid there, because they're just going to be screaming, "What? Can't hear you," because of all the multipath distortion, Skep.
Right. Exactly.
This looks like a place where you could plop down $250 a person and leave refreshed instead of with tinnitus. This looks like a great restaurant.
Exactly. It reminds me of the old Ondines in Sausalito.
Yeah, and 39. That is like really, this guy's going to have a fantastic career in front of him.
Yeah, he'll do this. He'll get rich doing this, and then he'll have some second career. It'd be very interesting to watch this guy back.
Well, good for him. I'm actually perfectly happy feeling good about other people's success. It doesn't bother me at all.
I've never had any success, so that's all I ever had.
There you go. Secondhand enjoyment is all you're going to get.
Exactly.
So, okay.
My thing.
I promise I'll stop with the food stuff, but one more thing for functional. I feel like there's a subtext to this particular video.
This is that recipe you pull out when you're really trying to impress somebody the next morning, right? Something quick,
Hear him just slip that the next morning thing in there?
Yeah.
effortless, but my God, is it delicious.
Do you remind
Turkish
is
eggs
this to
are all
remind
of the above.
them of what
In a bowl, I
happened
got
the
some
night
Greek
before?
yogurt, grated garlic.
Yeah, something like he's
I
making
just grossed myself
he's
out.
making these Turkish eggs, and he's talking about, you know, well, yeah, here, let him just dig his grave, or dig his hole deeper.
Lemon zest, juice, some chopped dill, season with a little bit of salt, stir together, and put that off to the side. You could make this in advance, but who are we kidding? We don't always know we have company coming over. Oil and butter, 50-50, throw that on the fire over a pot. Meanwhile,
He's thirsty. This guy's like, I feel like this
like
is
a horn dog.
This is like more of an ad for swipe me right or left. I never remember which one is the good one. Because if you do, I'll at least I may disappoint you in the sack, but at least I'll feed you afterwards. That's the thing. I was just surprised by how brazen it was.
Yeah.
Have you seen the dildo video?
well, you got to poke.
The which video?
I have to find it. The recipe for dildo.
Oh, is that on his channel?
No, not him. I will find it. Continue, please.
Okay. Let's just kill the sound. Honestly, this looks like a great little egg recipe. I don't have any problem with it as food, but it just this weird, super thirsty horn dog presentation is kind of grossing me out a bit.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah. Do better. But the food looks good. And that would be an easy thing to prepare. I mean, it's less work than shakshuka. So. Poor functional. I just wrote giggity. See, if Serenity was here, she'd be having fun with this. I know.
Yes, she would.
That
was pretty high calorie.
Yeah. Well, you got to get your strength back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get your electrolytes
a long
balanced.
night of working out.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We should just go ahead and do this. I think Sora's going to love this. Hopefully Sora's going to love this. You still with me while you're looking for your dildo?
Yes.
DILL. Okay. Now, let's just set aside our skepticism for a moment. World's smallest volcano discovered, and it's only 60 centimeters tall. See, look at them standing around their world's smallest volcano. It's in Peru, and they've cordoned it off with red safety tape, and there it is, the world's smallest volcano.
That's so cute.
Yeah. And it's totally not a volcano. No, it is actually not a volcano. I think they decided that they wanted to get some tourism going or something.
So we'll put this here over a geothermal vent.
Yeah, it's a geyser, a very small geyser, not a very small volcano. But they're trying.
So it would look dramatic.
I feel like this is sort of like watching Richard Dreyfuss in Close Encounters of the Third Kind with that stack of mashed potatoes. I feel like a little bit of liberty has been taken with this science project that they've done. So,
yes, indeed.
But they're not. Well, I guess this is what I get for looking at a source called whatsthejam.com. A volcano thought to be the smallest in the world has been discovered, and it's just 60 centimeters tall. The geological phenomenon was found by shocked locals. The small volcano-shaped mound was emitting unknown gases and materials. God, if only there was a way to find out what gases were coming out of it. That's so difficult.
Wonder what they are.
Oh, wow. Read more. Clammy woman in Brit holiday hotspot sticks random household items to her chest to show extreme 30°C heat wave humidity. Okay, anyway. In the area, a field of gray clay-like substance in the village of Cusco in the southeast of Lima, southern Peru. Okay, so that's not the smallest volcano. So if you search for smallest volcano, you will find a bunch of different entries, right? So another one you'll find is this. Shemp, is it Cuescomate? Cuescomate? Something like that. Is an inactive geyser in Puebla City, Puebla State, Mexico. People will claim that this is the world's smallest volcano, but it's actually a very large geyser. It's kind of cool because you can actually climb up there and climb down into the thing.
That's really cool.
It is very cool, but it's not the world's smallest volcano. The world's smallest
such great sinkholes.
So I had to actually go, okay, well, if these aren't, what is?
What is?
Okay. The world's smallest volcano is the Taal volcano in the Philippines. Now, what's incredibly cool about this volcano is, here, let me show you this. What you're seeing here, this thing right here, that little island in the middle of this little volcanic lake, is the top of the cinder cone of the small volcano, which is itself on top of a bigger volcano. But what you're seeing here is an island in a lake, on an island in a lake,
Cool.
on an island.
On an island.
Okay. I don't know how many of those actually exist where you have
planet,
a mountain,
endless.
You have an island in a lake, on an island in a lake, on an island. That is pretty cool. So yeah, so this little guy here is the smallest volcano. And it erupts a lot. Like it's done like 30 eruptions in the last 20 years, I believe.
Same.
Yeah. But it's there, and it's just this little volcano right here in the middle of this big body of water. It's actually quite small, but extremely active, but nowhere near like 60 centimeters tall with science fair look about it. There's no baking soda coming out of it. Hey, I wonder if that mysterious gas was carbon dioxide. Sorry.
Much more fun to do something like amalgamate mercury with aluminum and have that come out the top.
So while small, it's still actually a proper volcano, which erupts and does volcano things. So, yeah, that's not very big for a volcano, really.
Not as volcanoes go. No.
Not as volcanoes go, but not 60 centimeters tall either.
That's kind of like volcano adjacent.
Well, somebody actually sent me an article about the smallest volcano, not reading it critically. And then I go, okay, well, I guess I have to learn about volcanoes by size now. Because why not?
A little volcano who could.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see.
Harry, I have a link for the Instagram reel on the side.
Oh, God. Let me see. Did you put it in the Zoom chat?
Zoom chat, yes.
Okay, let me see here. Okay, let's see.
In every kitchen. I have a surplus of dill growing in my garden right now, and so I went out on a search for ways that I could use it. When I stumbled upon this recipe shared by a sweet grandma, it just warmed my heart knowing that this same dildo has been used for generations.
Say that 5 times.
I think you're
fast.
going to love working with this dildo.
So, this is going to be one of those flavored yeast bread things, of which are fantastic. They really are.
It is a little tough at first, but you'll find that it makes a really beautiful soft bread. I'm so confident that you will love it and you will want to share it with everybody. You can bring this dildo to church, share with friends.
Yeah, so basically she's going to knead it. It's got yeast in it. It's got all the flavorings. And
Does it get hard after she kneads it?
It's going to just... Scap. How dare you?
God.
We were all thinking it, but only Scap said it.
Or surprise your mom.
This was a classy
Even your dad
show,
will
Scap.
appreciate this dildo made into a grilled cheese or a sandwich. You can double it easily if you're in the mood for more. The only tip that I have is when it comes out of the oven, you're going to want to butter it immediately.
No.
Cut it open
Don't
and
do
have
that.
a slice. I hope you enjoy.
Blow on it first.
No, you... Give it a little wave.
Sorry.
Just give it a little wave, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea.
Slather it with butter.
Fine. Okay.
And then make her eggs the next morning.
Yeah. Like a gentleman.
Yeah. Scramble them eggs.
So, sorry about last night, made you some eggs. Okay. Here. Well, wait a second. I'll have to find it for later. Okay. Let's see.
What you looking for?
I'm just looking for something since we're playing this this game of look at things based on yeah, because nothing says you're doing the show better than dead air, right? All right. So I've actually been watching this channel, and it's like one of these things that I find funny. This guy's been doing this series of sketches, so it's sort of like The Office.
Yes. This is good.
Can't hear it.
Oh, sorry.
What was that?
Is there a black person here?
What did you just say?
I said, is there a black person here?
Do you have a question?
Yeah, yeah. Is there a black person here?
Chip, why are you asking that?
Janice said there was one in here. Came to check.
There's a white person here too.
I don't need one of those.
Chip, please stop what you're doing.
What's the big deal? I'm just trying to find the black person here.
Well, you found her. Okay, you got her today. Okay, let me see. Let me set my sparkling down.
Oh, here it is. Got it.
Chip, are you saying is there a black purse in here?
Yeah, yeah. Success. I like your haircut, Linda.
Thank you, Chit.
See, this is what groundlings do when they're not on stage. They make stupid videos and stuff. I don't know. I
love the cut of her eyes. That was great. The end.
Yeah, I actually really like this this channel. I've been watching a bunch of these things here. Let's see. Where's the juice one? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those awkward comedy things. You either like it or you don't. Yeah. Who knows? All right, I'll have to find it later. Oh, here it is. Episode 2.
Jesus. Hey, Chit.
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
Juice. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah. Mango.
Oh.
You want some?
No, that's okay. I'm working.
Yeah. I got some at 7-Eleven because they were out of Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
You sure you're able to drink that and work?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, this is my third one. Yeah. Did you have any other questions?
No.
Well, back to it then.
I don't know. It's that awkward comedy thing. I do enjoy it. I can tell Sora does too. I'm not so sure that anybody else is on board though.
I don't understand what's going on.
I knew this would sort of split the room.
I cherish this comedy. This is right down my funny bone.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I love this.
It's pretty good.
Absolutely love this.
You're a black person here. And you know, you go into a real office and do that, try to reenact this sketch, you'll be fired before you'll have time to explain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a black person in here.
So it's on the spreadsheet. So as you may know, things like Android phones, you don't have to run Android. You can run like a not Google version of Android, and there are several of them out there. One of them is this thing called Graphene. And Graphene is basically Android with all of the Google spyware and stuff just sort of stripped out of it. And you can still put the Google Play Store on it and run apps. It's surprisingly easy to do this sort of thing. But the police in Spain have decided that anybody who does this must be some sort of criminal. And no, because I'm pretty sure all of us here like the idea of having a phone that isn't full of spyware. There shouldn't be this sort of presumption of guilt if you don't basically have spyware from the manufacturer on your phone. I know this isn't really a startling thing to say, and I don't think I'm going to get much disagreement from here, but these kind of stories really piss me off. First of all, most people don't know that you can do this to your phone, and more people should.
Yeah.
But second of all, police are just Neanderthals sometimes when it comes to anything involving IT security. They just don't get it. They just assume that if you care about security, you must be guilty of something. And that is just so wrong.
Well, it's the thing of if you have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
No. There's this thing called the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution. And the right to privacy is real. And only fools want to compromise that.
Yeah, I have nothing to hide. Fuck you anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not that I don't have anything to hide. I don't owe you that information.
Oh no, I agree. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm saying I'm not saying you, but I do not owe the government that information.
Exactly. Yeah. Fuck them.
And Graphene OS and some of the other ones are really good. So, for instance, if you have like an older phone and it's no longer getting updates, right? They're trying to force you to get a new phone, but there's nothing wrong with your phone, and you're running Android. There's not a thing in the world stopping you from getting one of the good, other sort of basically, they take the open source part of Android and then build a release out of it, and you can load it on your phone. And they used to be kind of hard to get set up, because you'd have to basically know enough to hook a USB cable up to it, turn it on with the right key presses, and then use the Android debugger to get it to go into the mode where it'll load it. Because obviously, you don't want people stealing phones and then reflashing them, right? So they make it a little bit hard.
Yeah.
But if your phone isn't locked to a particular carrier or something, you should be able to put whatever software you want on it, as long as it doesn't compromise the operation of the network.
It's knowing that won't happen is a trick sometimes.
But Graphene OS is pretty darn good. It's and very security focused. I'm actually sorely tempted. I don't have anything. I intentionally don't keep anything that I would worry about being stolen on my phone. I don't put anything there because phones are just insecure. But I'm really tempted to take my cop phone and just load Graphene OS on it.
Mm-hmm. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what the performance is like.
Well, as long as I can still run my my tire pressure monitoring system app for my motorcycle, that's really all that matters.
That's well removed from the OS, I'm sure.
I have these little Bluetooth things that replace the valve caps, Skep.
Yeah.
And those send the tire pressure stuff to me, and it's great. So I have a Bluetooth helmet, and so I just get like a little alert if the pressure goes too high or too low.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's safety gear.
Man, Honda 900 I had in 1978. Don't have that.
Let's see. All right, so we did thirsty eggs. We did tiny volcanoes. Let's see what else. We've talked about KFC and their bizarre marketing. We've made fun of the British. I don't want to make fun of this. Well, this actually makes me a little bit sad, Skep, and I expect it's going to do the same for you. IBM to close South Bay research lab that created first inkjet printer, pioneered data mining and AI. Yeah, they're going to close the Almaden Research Center, Skep. And to people who know about this shit, this is like finding out that like a cathedral's being torn down.
Right.
Okay.
I was just going to say, how do you convey the thought leadership that occurred in that place?
Well, when they first put this together, Ansel Adams was hired to basically take a bunch of scenes, photos of scenes from around there, and they ended up in a closet somewhere for about 20 years until they found them. All of these fantastic Ansel Adams photos of the surrounding area in the valley there before it was developed. Most people, when they put together a research facility, don't hire Ansel Adams to take pictures of the surrounding area. It's a big deal. This is where a lot of fantastic stuff was done. I was only there once as a guest. They were trying to sell my customer something, and I got like the grand tour going around there and seeing all the old artifacts and things that they have, like old core memory and stuff, Skep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have a fantastic display. I was there for like a storage-related thing, but it's an amazing facility, and I know that it just makes more sense financially to merge it with the other big center that they have in the Coyote Valley. They have a much bigger, more modern center, but it still kind of pains me a little bit that this fantastic place is being obsoleted.
The first idea of an inkjet was breadboarded in that building.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's not as influential as the Bell Labs building used to work in, but if you're looking for a West Coast analog, this would be the closest one, I think.
I wasn't going to bring up the mothership in New Jersey. But yeah.
But this is pretty great. I actually just recently bought a bunch of IBM stock, mostly because I think it's going to be worth something in about 5 or 6 years. I usually do shorter plays on stocks and play. I don't really do a lot of buy and hold stuff necessarily, but I was thinking IBM might be a good buy and hold thing. They're doing a bunch of interesting AI plays where, a lot of these businesses are sort of, imagine the following scenario. They say we got to do some sort of AI thing. Sora knows what I'm talking about. We got to do some kind of AI thing. What do we do? Well, we could call up this kid who looks like he's probably money laundering stuff through Epstein Island, or we could call up IBM. What do you think? I think IBM sounds good. And IBM will happily give them a product with an almost, that's almost impossible to buy because of their broken purchasing process, but they will sell you a product that will be professionally packaged and supported that does AI for whatever business you're in. They can just do that.
Ask yourself, what is the market?
Yeah.
What are they competing with? And what do they have to compete with? What will make them successful? What is their distinctive competency? What thing do they have that the rest of the market does not have?
Well, IBM just buys up things, right? They just buy up a lot of good things and then they repackage them.
Capital is one.
The thing about buying something from IBM is somebody might criticize you for not being adventurous enough, but you're never really going to get in that much trouble for buying IBM.
No. Nobody ever,
I bought Blue.
Nobody ever got fired by an IBM. That was the old.
I still think that's pretty much true.
I absolutely agree. And the thing about IBM is they were doing the Larry Ellison. We seem to be helping you, but actually we're charging the shit out of you before Larry Ellison was out of high school. I mean, IBM had that down. Their service revenues are healthy.
Well, that's why companies like Amdahl came into creation, into existence. But that's a whole nother story.
We could go.
We could talk about IBM 370 clones. Sure, we could.
Cray.
Okay, so this makes me sad. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, that makes me sad too.
Let's see what else.
It's a business decision.
We talked about strawberries. Well, I guess we can talk about this. It's a little serious topic now. California has an idea to counter Trump's mega bill, roll back environmental laws. So California loves making things harder than they need to be. That's like their favorite thing to do. Everything has to be so incredibly painful all the time. But a bunch of money for the projects that they want to do, energy projects, is going to vaporize in about a year and a half. And the only way they can get that money is by giving in on their own principles. And a number of big Democrats are doing it. They're a huge uniparty, right? So what do you do when you're the uniparty? There's nobody to blame. You just have to make policy and live with the consequences, because you can't blame the Republicans for keeping you from doing what you want to do. You can't blame anybody. For better or worse, whatever happens in California is their fault. Right? So they're thinking about going back on a lot of their stuff. And this is happening on a lot of different things. Democrats retreat on climate. It's one of the more disappointing turnabouts. Well, depends on how you look at it. We might actually be in a position to get some shit done finally in California. I mean, you probably won't, but
it's not like they're going to take terrible chances or anything like that. Rolling back some of the more egregious regulations, things that patently delay, deny permission to put up industrial plant here or there, that anything that helps that is going to increase the velocity of money. And we talked about that before.
Yeah.
You will have more money going through more transactions at a faster rate, and that will make that's what makes the economy healthy. That's what makes the economy strong. Makes it vibrant. That economic activity engenders more economic activity. Breeds on itself. It's like a fire. It's the invisible hand. I'm always carried away by that.
Well, for the longest time in California, they've set up a whole bunch of laws, environmental and otherwise, that allow individuals and very small groups to essentially throw a wooden shoe in the gears to stop everything from working. That's why they can't build any housing in San Francisco, because nobody has the fortitude to see through the process if a community group decides, well, we don't want new houses built in our neighborhood. Why? Because we like it the way it is.
In San Francisco, it can be one person.
Yeah.
In the neighborhood, and that's just it. It halts construction projects.
Yeah.
One person.
Yeah. Everybody else in the neighborhood might want to do it, but that one person can hold it up for years.
Years. Absolutely.
So maybe they'll learn. Adam Carolla did his 6-month go back and look at what's happening in the fire areas, and there's precious little construction going on, like almost none. They were lauding the fact that 3 buildings have been rebuilt. Out of all those buildings that burned down, 3 have been rebuilt. Yeah.
You know,
that's about right.
That slows down the velocity. There are things that slow down the velocity of money, and disaster does that.
Sora needs to go to Sonoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful part of the world. And if you have a car and you can go to the surrounding area, make a trip over to Mendocino and all the other places on the coast. The level of dining is fantastic. Besides, I think you'd probably find it to be a pretty comfortable place to be. Anyway, why do I take such an interest in my friends going places? I keep trying to get Kefki to interstate barbecue. Now it's have Sora go to Sonoma.
You want them to live.
Live.
I shall put it on the list.
I really want to buy that new motorcycle and drive to Sonoma, Skep. I've never really suffered from wanderlust in my life, but the impulse to buy a new motorcycle and just like tell everybody I'm going to be gone for a few days and just get on it and enjoy my 70 miles to the gallon and just go.
Yep. Do that.
I really want to do that.
Mental flush for you.
Yeah, I know, but enough about me. Let's see. But I was really feeling it today. I was sitting here thinking, I bet Pismo Beach is really nice right now.
Yeah.
Just making myself stop driving. San Luis Obispo is a fantastic town.
It absolutely is. That's where I would live.
San Luis Obispo is fantastic. It really is great.
Absolutely is a perfect town.
All right.
I love that. So Pismo Beach is a real place.
Yeah,
Pismo Beach is. It's not too far from San Luis Obispo.
That's awesome. I just know it from Looney Tunes cartoons.
Okay. Well, speaking of Looney Tunes, so the CEO of Volvo decided to personally test the crash avoidance stuff built into their cars.
Hmm.
It's a little loud.
Okay.
So Volvo collision avoidance system testing, CEO stands in front. It's like
someone is getting fired.
Bye, Felicia.
Yep. This would be the point where on the Russian dash cam video, the guy would be reaching into his back pocket and getting out his neck brace that he brought.
Who released the video?
This is obviously a press thing, right? So this is even, to my mind, worse than when Elon tried to demonstrate how bulletproof the glass was on the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do stuff like this ever unless you know exactly what is going to happen.
No kidding. And yeah, this is insane. They should have done this in front of a wall 50 times, 100 times. And when it stops in exactly the same place 100 times in a row, then you put the CEO in front of it.
Well, so I actually had a question. I was going to put it in the long-term thing. I was thinking about teleportation, and if I could teleport, what would be the acceptable risk? So, for instance, if I'm some sort of deity and I bequeath upon you the superpower of teleportation, Sora, but I tell you it's a 1 in 1,000 chance that you're going to materialize in something like inside a mountain or something and die. Would you actually use that ever, or would you just go, no, I don't like those odds? Teleport anywhere you want. You don't even have to. You just imagine where it is. You could go anywhere you want. 1 in 1,000 chance of materializing in a mountain.
That's the tempting part.
Well, if it was 1 in 10,000, would that change the math much, or is that still not within your safety?
Part.
Well, if it was 1 in 100, you'd go, no, I'm not playing Russian roulette with my body inside a mountain. Yeah.
Depends.
I would take it. I would take it even if the odds were 1 in 2. That's about as low as I would go. The reason is my
'Cause see, the
rationale.
thing
My rationale. Let me just explain why I said
Mhm.
that insane thing.
Please.
My rationale is that I would only use it in extremis. I'm about to die. The
Mhm.
airplane is going down. Okay. And
Yep.
then am I going to take a one chance in 2? I'm about to be killed in the airplane. I might die in a mountain. One chance in 2. Or I could be home. I will take that chance.
See, I would be the opposite. I would just
But I would never
abuse
use
the
it
hell out of
otherwise.
it.
I would never use it otherwise.
I'd be like, I'm lazy and I need bread. I'm going to go to the supermarket.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be other times where I'll be like, hey, you know where I haven't been? Bali.
Yeah.
So if we change the formula a little bit and I say, okay, you can use it as much as you want, but there's a 1 in 1,000 chance you're going to die during the year if you use it, irrespective of how many times you use it, then the calculus changes dramatically, because you imagine I could have the most awesome life possible, imaginable, right? Teleporting wherever I want, whenever I want, with no consequences, but there's a 1 in 1,000 chance I'm going to die during that year.
Mm-hmm.
I would take that math. That would be fine. But if every time I use it, it'd be 1 in 1,000, I'd be like, I don't know if this is really worth it. You're going to give me a spacesuit, and am I going to go to Mars, be the first person on Mars, walk around, take some pictures, and then teleport back? Maybe. I don't know. But that's the whole odds thing, right? Every time you get on a vehicle with 2 wheels, you have to do the calculus, and the same with 4 wheels.
Right.
Is a lot of things are like that. You just don't think about what the odds actually are.
Mm-hmm.
So, segueing from that to this.
What happened to the CEO? Was he okay?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that if Steve Jobs had been the one that got hit, I can just imagine how many people would have been instantly fired. Can I insta-fire an entire division? We don't make cars anymore.
What I mean, was the CEO injured in
I don't know.
accident? Oh, okay.
It doesn't look serious enough to be a serious problem. I'm sure it didn't feel good at that velocity, though. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just walk it off. Isn't that what you do?
No.
Just walk it off?
There's no crying in the car business.
What's your first ruling power?
How loud are you? I fucking love it. What, sorry? What's my...
You're crowned king tomorrow. What's your first?
I'm crowned king tomorrow. What's my first... So I'm king of the country, king of the world?
I love this.
King of the world. What's my first thing? Well, I think it would be an environmental thing. Okay, here's my pitch, right? There's too many people on the face of the earth. That's clear. What can you do? Well, I tell you what you can do. Health and safety. Get rid of health and safety. Yeah?
I'm totally on board.
Let the cards fall where they may. So basically, it's a good idea, because not only are you getting rid of 50% of the population, it's the fucking dummies. Oh, my husband died because he fell off the cliff because there wasn't a railing. Will we miss him? My little boy drank paint. Well, maybe you shouldn't drink during pregnancy.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
Jimmy Carr is... I used to not think he was funny, and he's just grown on me over time, and I'm like, now I think he's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
He's so good at what he does.
Very good delivery.
Yeah. Good job there.
I think it has to do with he doesn't have to play safe anymore, or as safe as he did. And so he can be a little bit more...
raucous.
Yeah. A little bit more in your face.
That's the truth. Tell me that's not true.
Any Canadian, I've lived in Canada my whole life, Canada. It's just, for those who are listening and not looking, it's just the outline of the southern border of Canada with just a little bit of, like a highlighter width thing above it. That's Canada for them.
Right there, that's easily 70% of the population of Canada lives right what you can see right there.
But I think Genty Maxey lives further north, though. Doesn't she live further into Alberta? So she'd be outside of this stripe. But she's the only Canadian I know that isn't in that stripe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Alberta's further north than that, right?
Yeah.
by like a few hundred kilometers.
Well, not Alberta, but
No,
like
the Alberta borders right
I'm sorry. Not Alberta. You know, the city. I don't know.
there. Calgary, Edmonton.
Yeah, wherever the
I
heck
guess
she lives.
Edmonton.
Well, what province are you talking about, Harry? Tell me.
Alberta.
Alberta.
That's a
Alberta's a
province, not a
province.
town. Yes. So, you know, dumb American don't know geography.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you find the Isle of
don't
Langerhans on a map, Skip?
Science.
Anyway, no.
What's that?
I was just kidding. I just said, can you find the Isle of Langerhans on a map? Sorry.
The Isles of Langerhans.
Yeah.
Or maybe a pancreatic map.
Hey, how do you feel about skateboarding, Sora?
Oh, I've always wanted to try it, but I have no coordination.
Okay, here he goes. What skateboarding feels like when you're over 40. Flipper, no!
What?
Let's see that again.
This is not a little guy.
Ah.
Oh my God.
You know how Charlie Brown would always, you know, in the Charlie Brown things, they talk about, you know, oh, I got kissed by a dog. Well, this is worse.
Yeah, that's not kissing.
What movie is
He
that?
didn't even buy you, and he didn't even make you any eggs afterwards.
I know.
I don't know. What movie is this? It looks terrible. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about the things. Must be on OnlyFins. That's not Flipper. That's his big brother Flopper. Some dolphins use sonar. This one prefers bonar.
It's not tuna.
I think he has a different definition of free willy.
Oh,
He did that on purpose. Doesn't that look like Anne Hathaway or something, though?
Yeah, that sort of.
Yeah. Her career's not going well if that's actually her.
No, it's not her. It's
There's
it's
Anne
the Anne
Hathaway.
Hathaway we have at home.
In case anybody's wondering. Okay, yeah, let's see. First identified in 1983 by marine biologist Susan Toskins. I don't know if it actually says that. I'm not going to read that. Okay. All right. Seemed like a good idea when I put it in spreadsheet. Now I'm wondering if that was such a great idea. All right, moving on.
That was awesome.
Speaking of English people, here's Dame Edna walking into the royal box. I think Dame Edna is hilarious.
They've found me a better seat.
I don't know. Dame Edna is hilarious. I've always thought Dame Edna, the whole drag thing, is pretty funny. Which is not the same thing as weirdos reading stories to kids at the public library.
No. This is fun.
This is basically like a burlesque sort of thing, but
Right.
tamed down a bit. But
Remember
classy.
Finocchio's? Do you remember Finocchio's back in the day in San Francisco?
No, I've never been there.
Before your time.
Before my time.
It was a drag show, but it was done like a Broadway level production with Broadway level performers. It was an awesome show.
Huh.
And anyway, long time ago.
Yeah, well, it's fine.
San Francisco back in the early 1970s.
Well, I have one more little palate cleanser here. Might as well just mow through them, right? This is Drew Carey doing political humor, but being funny. You remember when comedians used to be funny when they would do things
Yes.
like go to the various functions? Don Rickles was
Pouting and
actually
scolding.
Don Rickles was pretty damn great at the Reagan inauguration, by the way.
Yes,
But that's another thing. Drew Carey is vastly underrated in terms of how funny he is. He's a funny dude.
I was at a party and somebody said to me, they said, if women ran the world, there'd be no war. It's like, yeah, right. I'm sure no one would start a stupid fight for no reason if women ran the world. Yeah, hi. Hi, this is England. How come I'm being invaded? Oh, I think you know why. I saw the way you were looking at France.
Drew Carey is hilarious.
Yeah. He's really amazing.
Yeah. He's a
The
good
American
guy.
Who's line was awesome.
You know who you wouldn't expect to be funny in
Who?
person, but is? Stuart Barney.
Oh,
Financial
okay.
analyst on Fox. We had him as, and I even got to do some of the legwork for this. Had him as our speaker when I was consulting at Global 360 for our annual convention. He came out and talked to us, and he puts on a dynamite speech, an amazing speech. He just fires you up completely, and he is funny all the way through. It was dry, self-effacing humor, but it's joke after joke, and you laugh and just appreciate him all the way through it. It's one of the best talks, and I've heard many talks in my life. That is one of the top talks I've ever attended.
Huh.
Yeah, Stuart Barney, interesting guy. He wrote a book too. I read part of it and lent it to somebody and never got it back. But I liked it. I remember liking it.
Yeah. Those bastards. Pretty funny.
I'm giving away more books, man.
Yeah. I forgot to put together an Am I the Asshole for this week. Oh, well.
Chances are the answer is yes.
Well, Pam Biondi might be up for that. Is she the asshole?
No, I don't know how I feel about this. She was doing the whole thing during the Trump v. Gore. No, I'm sorry, not Trump v. Gore. Bush v. Gore thing, right? And she took that very partisan-seeming position when she was the AG in Florida. And it's taken all this time to finally pay off, right? To get her to be the AG at the federal level.
Right.
So I think she's been on a long road to do this, and I don't think that there's much that would make her give up this job at this point.
I tend to agree with you. I think what people are not seeing is the fact that that's a big turnaround job, and she's viewed it that way since she was AG in Florida.
Yeah.
She's talked about the need to turn justice around, and that's what she's doing. She's doing wholesale firings. She's trying to figure out how that department can continue to run with the holes she's making in the roster. She just fired everybody down to the clerks who worked on the Donald Trump indictment.
Yeah. Well, if you aren't spending a bunch of time threatening parents who are getting uppity at school council meetings,
yeah,
you might be able to get something.
You might actually have resources to do other
people
things.
Need to go to jail, man. Those parents, those concerned parents, show up and those are the people. Those are the enemy. Those are the enemies of your children's education.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Sora, still with us? No, did we lose her?
She's muted.
She's muted.
She probably needs a snack with all this food talk.
Yeah, probably. We can't do that if Sora's not here. Sorry. We already made fun of banana ice cream. Just going through
come back to us.
all of our various and sundry...
Harry is discombobulated. He needs you. Sora.
That's okay.
Where are you, Sora?
It's all right. It'll be fine.
Someone set out the Sora alarm.
Sora, come back. You can blame it all on Harry.
No, it's okay. So there was this, we'll just do this without her since she's not here.
That will summon her if you start doing it.
Yeah. So the question is, would you replace this oven if you found it in your house? I love these efficiency units. Like, look at that thing. Let's kill this sound. I think for like a really efficient little kitchen, this would be just like the greatest thing ever. With the grill that pulls out.
Playing a song that was popular in 1935.
Yeah. Well, I think they're trying to liken it to Fallout the game thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The retro futurism.
That makes
I don't.
I really like that.
Yes, I would keep that.
You know,
I would keep this.
if you watch old episodes of Bewitched, in the earliest seasons of it, that's what Elizabeth Montgomery was cooking on. When she was burning everything before she just used witchcraft to make a meal.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sam, when did you have time to make a standing rib roast? You know, just whipped it up. I mean, twitched it up. So, but they updated her kitchen after the fact. If you go on to like the Brady Bunch, you see appliances that look more normal. We were talking about this particular oven. Like, would you want this or would you replace it? I just love the efficiency of this oven over the top of the range.
So pretty.
Yeah. Well, you know me, I'm a mid-century modern slave.
I love on gas, but I wouldn't replace that if that's just to put in like a gas range.
So we would keep it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I want the old fashioned fridge, the one that had all the compartments, and then you can actually like detach a whole section of it to like wash your veggies and prepare stuff. That was really cool.
Well, I know it's not the most practical thing in the world from a thermodynamic perspective. It makes much more sense to put the refrigerator on the top and the freezer down below and like a chest drawer that pulls out.
Right.
But when I was a kid, we had this avocado green refrigerator, and it was like tall and kind of slender, and it had like these really long handles that went down about a third of the distance of the thing in the center of it toward the middle, and
they were side by side.
It was side by side. You know, the fridge was about 2 times the size of the freezer,
right?
And it was just like the best thing. It was just like, I remember that it didn't have a stupid water ice maker, where ice makers are a pain in the butt. You know, unless you're one of these people that never changes the filter, in which case you don't want to eat those ice cubes anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just I feel like refrigerators have definitely regressed.
Filter, as a matter of fact.
Well, they've gone from being something that lasts forever to something that burns out after 5 or 6 years because it needs some sort of new controller board.
Mm-hmm.
The old refrigerators were built like freaking tanks by Frigidaire and GE.
Right.
They can survive a nuclear blast.
Yeah, pretty much.
According to...
Because they're lined with lead.
Lead's good for you.
Yeah.
Keeps your teeth white and your gums blue. No, that's mercury.
Protects you from nuclear fallout.
Yeah. Well, a little bit. A little bit. All right.
Well, I didn't say it makes you invulnerable. It just protects.
Oh, well, I'm very, very tired. I think we should call it because we've done our 2 hours.
I'm not going down the rabbit hole. If anyone wants to see really beautiful appliances, just like search for like vintage fridge and vintage appliances on YouTube. There's some absolute ones.
Yeah, and some of the people that like take the old stoves and sort of resto mod them up to modern standards, those are pretty great. So those people that do that kind of stuff are fantastic. But the fridge thing is
videos.
The fridge thing and the dishwashers and stuff. It's like these things used to last forever, and now they're just not good. If Serenity's here, she would tell us all about her Speed Queen washing machine, and she'd be absolutely right. Because it doesn't save enough water, they basically got rid of the mechanical timers and have replaced them with circuit boards. So now even the Speed Queens aren't as bulletproof as they used to be. Used to be there was almost nothing that could go wrong with these things.
That's true, and you could fix a lot of it yourself.
Yeah,
you still can. I actually put a solenoid in, and got a washing machine to work again once I identified the problem. But that's about as close as I can get. I can get to unit level. I can't really get to board level, and I don't want to take apart the motor. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some things actually are fairly easy on washers and dryers. You'd be surprised if you remove a little bit of sheet metal. There's just like belts and pulleys, and it's really not that complicated, some of those things. You know, and as much of a lot of with washing machines, the big thing is just don't use water softener stuff.
Don't use butter?
Don't use the fabric softener in the wash because it just completely screws everything up. Butter in the washing machine? Sure.
You said butter.
Hardly knew her. Wait, no, what?
When did he say butter?
Why did I say butter?
I thought you said you could use butter, but then you corrected yourself and
I don't know.
said softener.
Very, very tired.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm also very, very retarded.
But what's the purpose? Is that just if you live in a place with hard water?
The main purpose is it makes your clothes soft and smell a little perfumey. It's just a product to upsell you, when in reality you can do a lot of things with things like baking soda and vinegar, and there's a number of tricks you can do to get the same result without screwing up your washing machine. Because the water softener, the fabric softener that they give you can just cause all kinds of residues, and it makes some of the parts degrade. It's not good stuff.
I didn't know.
Well, it's not only a matter of pH, though. I mean, if you've got water that's put in a bunch of carbonate salts, in and that residue is sticky in clothes, it'll make them feel stiff, and that's why they put that waxy shit in those. I forget what it's called. I used to know the class of chemicals that they put in softeners that provide that kind of lubrication stickiness. That's basically what they're doing. Exactly what you think it is. Clumps of goo sticking to other clumps of goo.
Well,
that's what fabric softener.
The other thing about washing machines is, front loaders aside, because they have their own set of issues, is you want to make sure you don't overuse laundry soap.
Right.
Never find out how much laundry soap you're supposed to use for your machine and use that, and do not use extra, because that will cause buildup and cause problems and stuff as well.
Not get your clothes more clean.
They will not be more clean. You will not be more happy. You will not be less itchy.
When you get clothes more clean is you wash them again.
But I
Sometimes you have to do that.
I do the monthly thing with like the tablets to wash the washing machine, to clean out the tub, just to keep things nice and sparkly. Maybe this is all like big washing machine tablet.
How hard is your washer? Yeah,
incredibly.
Okay, then that's a good thing. You should do that.
Yeah. I have like one of these tabletop reverse osmosis things, and the gauge commonly reads like 500 plus parts per million.
500
and
parts per million?
Depending on the
Really, truly?
Yeah, it's really high.
You can't drink that.
Sure you can. I don't, but you can. Well, I used to wonder why I'd make iced tea as a kid and it would instantly go cloudy. Oh, because everything's in a super saturated solution right out of the tap.
Exactly. Everything is ionizing.
All right, so we're starting to spurg out. I mean, next thing you know, Sanguine's going to show up, and then it's going to be great.
We're talking about swords.
So this has been your Minions of the Zoo for Saturday. Thank you, panel. Thank you, chat. The chat that stuck around. I know it was a little bit of a weird show, but
it was a good show. It was fun. Sometimes you need the mixed bag, random.
I didn't feel like doing a lot of I didn't feel like doing a lot of serious stuff. I really just wasn't in the mood.
Serious week.
You can get that anywhere, anytime. There's always like Matt Christensen or that Krause woman, or there's always somebody out there who's willing to depress you.
I'm tired of thinking about Israel and Texas, all the tragedy.
Yeah,
I needed this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we're done. Good night, everybody.